Welcome to Matter of Action. I'm Christian Gomez along with Evan Mulch. Today's topic is a new aggressive scheme to push for an Article 5 convention. Evan,
Thanks
thank
for
you for
having
being
me.
with us today.
Glad to be here.
Okay, Evan, so you, on February 17th, you were at the Georgia General Assembly in which they were having a committee hearing that day for Senate Resolution 29. Can you tell us a little bit about Senate Resolution 29 and why it's dangerous?
And first, I'd like to thank all the members that showed up to help expose this on that date, and also thank the members from Eagle Forum as well that were there that were helping out. So SR 29 is a balanced budget amendment con resolution. And so SR 29 is very different than what I've seen in the past and what you've seen, Christian, as it's calling for a plenary. It's a plenary call where they're aggregating states that have not called a convention for the specific um, desire to have a balanced budget amendment added to the U.S. Constitution. So what we're seeing right now in Georgia is just like with the election fraud that just took place. There's a fraud taking place in the Senate of Georgia where these one senator in particular, but others are with him as well. They're trying to get an Article 5 call for a constitutional convention where they say that Georgia is the 34th state.
Now, Georgia really can't be the 34th state because 33 other states haven't passed that BBA CONCON applications. We've had 27 states with outstanding applications as of February of 2021. So, where are they coming up with the difference?
Well, they are just like any corrupt organization. They're coming up with as many strategies as they can to try to throw a Hail Mary pass to win the ball game. And so this is they're coming up with states. One of them, New York, they passed a resolution in 1789 for an Article 5 convention, and that was to add the Bill of Rights or a Bill of Rights to the U.S. Constitution. And so, why that is being added to this SR 29 bill, I mean, I do know, I want to say I don't know, but I do know it's because they are trying to see if they can fool all the senators and the representatives in Georgia into getting this passed to see what will happen next.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, if you look at the wording of Article 5, nowhere in Article 5 does it say that the applications for a convention have to be on the same subject. It says Congress, whenever two-thirds of both houses shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments to this Constitution, or on the application of the legislatures of two-thirds of the several states. Nothing there about the type of application, nor does it say anywhere else in Article 5 that the convention itself can be limited. But for years, right, for decades, the Article 5 lobby has been telling legislators, oh, all the applications have to be the same. You can control the delegates. All these lies, basically, the fabrication of information to make the legislators believe that the convention can be limited because the application call is limited. But now, as you're pointing out in SR 29 down in Georgia, they've got 27 BBA states that they want to aggregate with 6 states that have not passed a BBA, like New York's 1789 application for a Bill of Rights, which last time I checked, we still have. Even though they may not be obeying it all the time, we have the Bill
Right.
of Rights already in the Constitution. So, what should members be doing to get the word out on this new scheme and to stop it to prevent Congress from calling an application where essentially anything can be proposed?
Well, they need to study the new article that you wrote, Christian Gomez, that just appeared on the New American website. And so the title of that article is Aggressive New Scheme Exposes Article 5 Convention Lobby. Study that article, send it to every state senator in Georgia, every state representative in Georgia as well. And if the member lives in another state, get he or she needs to get his or her elected officials aware of what's taking place, because this is how these guys act. And just the fact that they would pull something like this to try to do a Hail Mary pass at the end of the game to see if they can get a touchdown just goes to show how desperate they are to fool the American people. This truly is a con. The John Birch Society is correct to call it con because we are being conned into a constitutional convention. And so the more people that take action and study this right now, I know we do this every year to expose the Article 5 convention scheme that's taken place. We just got to keep studying it. We got to keep delivering people the solutions to state nullification. The article that you wrote, Christian, does give a link at the very end for people to study the Constitution Solution Workshop. We've got to be better referees as Americans in telling our representatives and senators when they're not obeying the U.S. Constitution and tell them to get in line or get out because they need to take their oath seriously. But as you know, the people that are leading the calls for an Article 5 convention, they really have no intent to get us back into obeying the Constitution correctly. They want to change the Constitution, and who knows really what all they really want to get to. As you point out in your article, there was the Ford Foundation actually created a new Constitution a few years ago, and I think a lot of these people would probably like to see a new Constitution like that, to replace the current U.S. Constitution that we have. Americans, and especially members of the John Birch Society, because I know members are going to be the ones watching this, we need to realize how valuable this U.S. Constitution is to us. It's like the Bible in church. For an American, having the U.S. Constitution, knowing it, being able, carry your pocket Constitution if you can, and just continually study. Because if you don't know your U.S. Constitution, then you're part of the problem. As if you're an adult in America, if you're a voting age in America, you're part of the problem because we should have the desire every day to teach people the U.S. Constitution, just like for people who are believers in God who use the Bible, they consistently teach Scripture and go to Bible studies and all that stuff. As Americans, we also have to do our best to share with people the ideas that influence the U.S. Constitution and what the founders' intent of the U.S. Constitution actually was. And this is going to help us because I think a lot of people support these Article 5 con bills because they are so desperate to figure it out. It's just like let's just see what happens and then go from there. But the fact is that that's a dangerous road for us, and we just got to get back to obeying the Constitution. And the John Birch Society provides all the tools to get us back on track.
Absolutely, and of course, you mentioned you mentioned the Ford Foundation's Article 5 convention. You mentioned the Ford Foundation's new Constitution. So back in 1974, the Ford Foundation had produced this new Constitution for the new states of America. And it was crafted by Rexford Tugwell, who was a globalist. He was a member of FDR's administration, the head of the New Deal Brain Trust. He was hired by the Ford Foundation to hire about 100 academics to create this new Constitution. And that new Constitution, if you look and read through it, Article 12 of that new Constitution called for its ratification by a national referendum. And therein lies a problem with a modern-day convention because those who are advocating for a convention today, they say, well, Article 5 says that it has to be ratified by 3/4 of the states, and that's our safety valve. But the truth is that at a convention, they can propose a new Constitution with its own mode of ratification that would supersede what it says in Article 5. That's what happened back in 1787 in Philadelphia. They were sent there by the Continental Congress and the states to make alterations of the Articles of Confederation, which I keep a copy of in my pocket here. Mm-hmm. And instead of altering the Articles of Confederation, they scrapped it, drafted a new constitution where Article 7 of the U.S. Constitution called for it to be ratified by 9 states, and that's what happened. This was ratified, a great constitution, by the way, but it wasn't ratified by the approval of Article 13 of the Articles of Confederation. It said all the states have to agree to it. So if that happened before, the same could happen again, and we know that the Ford Foundation is eager to get a new convention, and other globalists too. So you were at the hearing. What was some of the excitement or activities of the members that were there? Can you tell us about very briefly?
Yeah, we're almost out of time, so I just wanted to briefly say we only got one person to speak on our side, and she did a fantastic job. She actually is the Eagle Forum field director for the state of Georgia, and her name is Susie, and she did an incredible job speaking. It's unfortunate that all the other speakers were on the other side. And but that's just the way it is in this. I told everybody, I said, we're lucky to have anybody on our side that spoke, because that's how normally these hearings take place. Is there's just not a fair deal for us on the side of being against the call for an Article 5 convention.
Thank you so much, Evan. Well, remember, your part matters. Until next time, keep birching. For more information, or even better yet, to get involved, go to jbs.org and call us directly at 1-800-JBS-USA1.